It's Miss Tina
and Miss Carrie.
Today, can we talk about qualities of a good friend?
Well, yes, we can.
This is not at all a comprehensive list of things, but it's things to think about. When we're talking about good friends, we're talking about your besties. All of your friends are not going to be on this particular level. In my mind's eye, I always see it like a bullseye. You got the target that's there in the middle, and then another circle, another circle, another circle. Friendship works like that too. You've got your inner circle. We're talking about your bullseye buddies, those ones in the middle. Anybody that doesn't necessarily meet the criteria of a good friend can still be a friend, but they should be further out on your trust level. That said, we want to give you some things that a good friend will always do, will sometimes do, and will never do. Let's get started with the always.
First, in Proverbs 17:17, it says that a friend loves at all times.
All times.
Really?
Every time. When
what
you're
if I'm wrong?
They'll love you. A good friend will honor your feelings.
Yes.
Will they always agree with your feelings?
No.
No, but they'll let you have them. They're also going to provide balance. So a good friend is going to let you have your feelings, but they're not going to let your feelings have you. Why? Because a good friend wants you to grow. A good friend always cares about your future.
A friend is always trustworthy because they know you and they love you, and that goes back to wanting the best for you. Okay?
But they'll also always trust you. Miss Carrie is legitimately my friend. We don't just do this for TruthGirlz. Y'all know us. She's my friend. And there have been situations where I don't think your attitude is right, frankly.
Actually, it was, I need you in my office. It's like being called to the principal's office.
We sit down and we talk about some things, and I may not agree with her perspective at the moment, but I can tell her, I know that you know God for yourself, and I trust that in you. I'm gonna tell you what I think about this, but I'm gonna trust you.
It's worth its weight in gold. I love you.
Thank you for being a friend. Throw it back again. Your good friend is going to hear you out. They will always listen to your side, but they will be honest and tell you, nope, that makes no sense. It is a terrible idea. But then whatever it is that you decide to do, they'll support you. Okay. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. A good friend will sometimes. Proverbs 27:6 says, wounds from a sincere friend are better than many kisses from an enemy. Sometimes a sincere friend is going to wound you, but it's never for the purpose of just hurting you. Sometimes a really good friend is going to say some hard things that are hard to hear. They're going to disagree with you sometimes.
Sometimes a good friend is going to apologize when they've wronged you. And sometimes a good friend is going to make you mad to make you better.
Yes.
A good friend's the one who sits you down and says,
that's right. Get a hold of yourself.
Forcing you to
see what's in front of you. Yes.
What is actual truth in front of you. A good friend sometimes is going to need space. And it's okay to give it to them because a good friend has set the foundation that they're trustworthy. So what's some things that a good friend never does?
Never. 1 Corinthians 15:33 says, don't be deceived. Bad company corrupts good character. A good friend knows who you are, who you want to be. A good friend is never going to corrupt your character. Matthew 16:23, you see it again in Romans 14:21, talks about being a stumbling block, something that trips people up. So a good friend is never going to invite you into a situation that's going to cause you to stumble, to threaten your dream, risk your scholarship, risk your health, threatens your relationship with your family.
Right. If your friend knows that the rule for you is to be home by 9 o'clock, then your good friend is going to say, get out, you've got to go, or you're going to be late. A good friend will never hold a grudge.
No, not a good friend.
If it's been talked about and hashed out and we're done, then don't bring this back up again. This is over with.
Some friends will, and those are people that you need to keep a little further out. You may have people that are your bullseye buddies, and then something goes down and they show some of these different characteristics. They have worked themselves out of that good friend category. You gotta bump them back a trust circle. Relationships do change. They're fluid things. Don't continue to treat a person like a bullseye buddy when they're acting like an outer circle idiot.
Something else a good friend never does, and that's make fun of your flaws and wounds. Good friends don't do that.
They know your secrets. They know what you're sensitive about. Even when they're angry with you and you guys are in the middle of an argument, they would never poke you in your wounds.
They never break your confidence.
They would never break your confidence. Well, I take that back. So a good friend would never tell your secrets for the purposes of gossip. But if you're in danger, your good friend would betray your confidence, but only to someone that could help in a situation that would help. You can check out our video on when to keep a secret for more details about that.
A good friend would never be angry that you have other friends. It's actually healthy that you do and that they do.
All right, here's a question. So let's say that, I do have a good friend and it was just us two, all summer because we live on the same street and we're in quarantine. And now people can get out and my friend that I've been hanging out with all summer is hanging out with other people. And I'm kind of feeling some kind of way. Am I still a good friend?
I think that goes back to a good friend always is honest. You have to communicate if you're going to keep good friends. Be honest with her about how you're feeling, but I'm kind of missing you. I get that you've got other friends. I'm not mad about it, but I miss our time together. And then ask her how you can work that out.
A good friend is never going to be jealous of your strengths.
A good friend celebrates you.
Miss Carrie is so much more, I'm a little bit artistic, but she is so much better. She's so artsy and she's so good at writing notes and things, and I could be jealous, but instead I just ask her to write all my notes.
And I love doing it.
So if you get a note from us, it really is from us. Miss Carrie probably wrote it because her handwriting is better than mine. She just writes better notes than me. Your good friends are not going to be jealous of your strengths, even if your strengths are you're just more classically attractive than they are. Can we go there? Can we go to girl stuff right now? Maybe all the guys always like you. If your appearance is your strength, your good friend still isn't going to be jealous in your face, but it also behind your back. A good friend is never going to steal anything from you. Attention, not money, not makeup, not homework, not boyfriends. Can we talk about some real stuff for a second? A good friend never wants anything that's yours. Should the situation come up where they have an interest in anything that was at all associated with you, they will talk to you first.
A good friend.
And as a good friend, you're gonna treat her with respect for coming to you with respect.
Characteristics of good friends. Some things are what they always do. So good friends will always love you, honor your feelings, hear you out. They want you to grow. They care about your future. They're trustworthy and they trust you, and they're always honest with you and they provide balance.
There isn't always in friendship. Sometimes they're gonna say hard things. Sometimes they're gonna disagree with you. Sometimes they may have to apologize to you for some things. They may have to make you mad in order to make you better. Sometimes they may need some space. There's gonna be some sometimes. But even as you look at those things, all of those are for your benefit.
The things that a good friend will never do. A good friend will never be a stumbling block.
They will never corrupt your character.
They are never going to hold a grudge.
They'll never make fun of your flaws or poke you in your wounds.
They're never going to gossip your business.
They will never be angry that you have other friends.
They're never jealous of your strengths.
And they will never ever steal anything from you. Ladies, you've got to look for the qualities of a good friend, evaluate so that you figure out who your bullseye buddies are, and figure out where these other people need to go. But this list isn't just for evaluating your friends, it's for evaluating yourself too. If you want to have good quality friends, you need to be a good quality friend.
Be a good friend.
To have a good friend. And that's the truth.
Because
this is Truth Girl. What stuff have we missed on our list? What are some other alwayses that you can come up with for good friends? Some other sometimeses or some nevers? Is there anything on this list that you wish you'd have known before, or that will help affect how you choose your close friends, your bullseye buddies in the future? Drop us a comment.
Shoot us an email.
We want to hear about your friend. What about your friends? Will they?
I don't know that.
You don't know that one? What's one you know?
When it hasn't been your day, your week, your month, or even your year,
I'll be there for you. We're like the old school friends. How many of us have them? No.
I can go back to Girl Scouts.
Ones you can depend on. Oh. Make new friends, but keep the old. One is silver and the other's gold. Have a good week.
Bye.
Bye.